Betrayed by his girlfriend and humiliated by a wealthy heir, Justin reached the depths of despair. Suddenly, a super-rich system said to him, "Master, please use money to beat her face swollen. Master, your task is to spend $10 million within 2 hours." In Nova City, outside the Sunrise Building, Justin Wilson stood with anticipation, holding 2 tickets for a movie currently in theaters. Moments later, a man and a woman emerged from the building. The man was impressively dressed in a suit and leather shoes, flaunting a limited edition Patek Philippe watch and a Ferrari key on his waist. The woman had a stunning figure and exceptional beauty. They chatted and laughed together, appearing quite familiar with each other. Olivia. Upon seeing the girl, Justin immediately approached her with a beaming smile. However, the girl's expression changed when she saw him, and she seemed to be avoiding him with a hint of disgust. "What are you doing here? Didn't I tell you not to come looking for me unless it's important? Why did you come to my workplace? If my colleagues see you dressed like a pauper, you'll embarrass me." Olivia scolded without hesitation, irritation evident on her face. "Olivia, today marks our 1-year anniversary together. School got out early, so I bought us movie tickets. How about going to the movies with me tonight?" Justin said, offering the tickets to her. Yet Olivia didn't accept them, not even bothering to look at them, which made for an awkward situation. The man in the suit frowned and asked, "Together? Olivia, didn't you tell me you were single and nobody was pursuing you? Who is he, then?" "Mr. Lee, Olivia was at a loss for words, unsure how to explain. The man in the suit then turned his scrutinizing gaze to Justin Wilson, looking him up and down before revealing a disdainful expression. "Olivia, it seems your taste in men leaves much to be desired. With so many wealthy and handsome young men in Nova City, you chose this destitute fellow as your boyfriend? Just look at his cheap attire, probably bought from a street vendor, right? Disgusting and bad luck, indeed." Olivia's face paled, and she glared at Justin, feeling utterly humiliated by her boyfriend. Justin, annoyed by the man's mocking and disdainful tone, tried to grab Olivia's arm. "Olivia, let's go. The movie's about to start. Get away from me." Olivia shoved Justin's hand away. "Olivia, I think Mr. Lee is right. You're just a poor boy who can't give me the life I want. You can't even afford the phones, bags, or cosmetics that I like. How can you make me happy? Do you think we have a future together?" Olivia spoke with finality, showing no mercy. "Olivia, please don't be like this. I know I'm poor now, but I do love you, and I'll work hard to give you a better life. Just give me some more time, okay?" Justin clenched his teeth, his heart aching more than if it had been cut by a knife. "Work hard? Wake up, Justin. Your family is poor, without money or influence. Even if you work hard for a lifetime, you'll never be as rich as Mr. Lee. I don't want to waste my youth with you. In fact, I've been wanting to tell you for a while now that you're not worthy of me. Being with you for more than a year has been the biggest regret of my life. I'm breaking up with you." Olivia sneered with cold disdain. "Kid, you should come to your senses. You're not even fit to polish my shoes, let alone have a girl like Olivia. Trash will always be trash. Know your place." Mr. Lee approached and lightly patted Justin's face, taunting him with a cold laugh. Subsequently, Olivia turned her head and affectionately linked arms with Mr. Lee. "Mr. Lee, let's go. We needn't bother with him." "All right, my dear. Tonight, I'll take you to a romantic soiree. Afterward, we can savor an enchanting night together." "Oh, Mr. Lee, you naughty man. Be gentle, though, it's my first time." "What, you're still a virgin? Never would have guessed. I've stumbled upon a true treasure. Kid, you have my thanks. Rest assured, I'll enjoy this on your behalf. If you're interested, I could share a video with you." As Mr. Lee indulged in his boisterous laughter, he led Olivia to the nearby Ferrari and sped away. Watching the despicable couple disappear into the distance, Justin's heart ached as if it were being sliced by a knife. Sorrow, anger, indignation, resentment, helplessness. He tore the movie tickets in his hand to shreds, scattering them like snowflakes, heightening his sense of desolation and despair. Head down, hands clenched into tight fists, his nails dug into his palms, blood streaming. Yet, he felt no pain. The heartache far outweighed any physical torment. "Is it because I'm poor that you can trample on me, ridicule me, and render my efforts useless? Yes, I'm poor. You can mock and bully me now, but one day I'll make you pay back double. Olivia, you may look down on me now, but there will be a time when you won't be able to reach me. Justin's gaze was icy. His inner rage and defiance transformed into unyielding determination. Rich second generation, huh? If only I had money. Justin's words trailed off. When will I ever have money? He wasn't wealthy by any means. His family was impoverished, which had led to his current plight. What are you waiting for? Go after her. What was that? Justin paused, puzzled by the mysterious voice he had just heard. Glancing around, he saw nothing unusual, only the pedestrians on the busy street. No one had spoken to him. Why are you hesitating? Is it just because of a rich heir to Sunrise Corporation? Just a vain gold digger who abandoned you? Wait until you have money, Master. They'll be fawning over you. Master? Money? Fawning over me? Who are you? Justin was frantic, his mind invaded by an inexplicable voice. Who wouldn't be? Master, fear not. I am the super-rich system from the dimension of wealth. Whoever possesses me will become the wealthiest person in the world. Dimension of wealth? Super-rich system? The wealthiest person in the world. Though he didn't fully understand, the statement carried a formidable air. Imagine becoming the wealthiest, most influential person in the world. One could buy whatever they desired, do as they pleased. What is this dimension of wealth? I've never heard of it. Located 3 million light-years away, the dimension of wealth is a place where even the poorest can easily buy the entire galaxy. After some discussion, Justin finally grasped one thing. His days as a perennial loser were over. Your name is Super Rich System, so you must be very wealthy. No, wait, that means I am very wealthy. Can I buy out the entire Sunrise Corporation right now? To Justin, Sunrise Corporation was the most prestigious company in Nova City. If he could acquire it, he'd become a revered figure, scaling the pinnacle of life, marrying a beautiful and wealthy spouse, and becoming a CEO. All would be a piece of cake. Of course, what's Sunrise Corporation compared to our dimension of wealth? A commoner's toilet from our world could be exchanged for dozens of such trashy conglomerates. Damn, seriously? That's awesome. I want 100 Lamborghinis and at least a dozen British-style castles. Oh, and I want thousands of maids prettier than popular celebrities to serve me alone. Imagine the thrill of seeing a different beauty every day. Justin had already started fantasizing about his future life. Being cheated on, despised, and treated as a backup option were no longer concerns for him. You can have all that, but first, Master, you must complete some system tasks. The system's prompt sounded. If you can't complete the tasks I provide, it means your qualifications are insufficient. Not only will you be unable to receive my help, but you'll also lose the usage rights of this system, and I will look for the next master. System tasks? Justin was confused. What tasks? Spend money like crazy, play the fool to catch the wise, and put on an act to slap faces. You must make full use of the system's features and functions. Hell, I like these tasks. Good. The system will release the first task. Within the next hour, you will have access to unlimited funds provided by the system. I can help you buy Sunrise Corporation and become its chairman. Your task is to slap the faces of that despicable couple and show off your wealthy demeanor. Justin had just been thinking about how to deal with the couple, and the system quickly gave him such a perfect task. It was incredibly thoughtful. Buying Sunrise Corporation and showing off his wealthy demeanor within an hour seemed a bit challenging. Justin murmured to himself, took out his phone, and wanted to check the situation of Sunrise Corporation. He had only an hour, but he wasn't worried about the money. After all, he had just checked his account and found it filled with an innumerable amount of zeros. Master, why bother with such trouble? Watch me. The system automatically purchased the services of 8 business elites and began negotiating acquisition matters. Justin was puzzled, but soon, Rolls-Royce stopped in front of him, and 8 beauties in black suits carrying several briefcases stepped out. They respectfully approached Justin, opened the briefcases on the table, bowed slightly, and said, "Boss, we apologize for being late. This is a portion of the funds you entrusted us to withdraw from the bank. Please check and accept it." Who are you? Justin still didn't understand what was going on. He didn't know these 8 beauties. Why were they calling him their boss? Wait, system, are these the business elites you brought? Yes, they will negotiate on your behalf. Just wait to become the chairman. Half an hour later, the 8 business elites emerged from the Sunrise Building and reported the results to Justin. The Sunrise Building was magnificent, befitting the largest corporation in Nova City. The building's appearance alone demonstrated the company's strength. At that moment, Over 100 employees were standing in the lobby. At the front stood General Manager Benjamin Lee and Deputy General Manager Matthew Turner. Behind them were the 7 department managers, including Christopher Lee, who had stolen Justin's girlfriend. He had been planning to hit the bar, but a call from his father made him return. The rest of the department heads and company employees lined up on both sides of the road. They had just received sudden news that Sunrise Corporation would soon welcome a new chairman who was about to take office. So the general manager and all the employees were there to greet the new chairman's arrival. Whispers spread throughout the crowd of employees. Who could this new chairman be? To be suddenly parachuted into our company as the chairman, a curious employee asked. It goes without saying that he must be an extraordinary person. At that moment, Olivia, who stood among the crowd, shared some gossip. As far as I know, he seems to be even more impressive than our Chairman Smith, a young and wealthy entrepreneur. What? More impressive than Chairman Smith? The employees were astonished. Chairman Smith was the owner of the entire Sunrise Corporation and the wealthiest person in Nova City. His every action could cause a sensation. How amazing must this newcomer be to surpass him? Is it true? Yeah, is it true? You're not just trying to scare us, are you? The employees all looked at Olivia. Of course it's true. Mr. Lee himself just told me. I'm his woman now. He wouldn't lie to me, Olivia boasted. Olivia, now that you're with Mr. Lee, you must look after us. And me too, Olivia. I've taken care of you in the past, so don't forget about me. I always knew Olivia was different from us, not only possessing a stunning figure, but also an elegant demeanor. No wonder she captured Mr. Lee's heart. The first time I saw Olivia, I thought she was incredibly beautiful. For a moment, the surrounding employees began to flatter and fawn over Olivia due to her relationship with Christopher Lee. She was clearly enjoying the adulation and felt elated. At the same time, she felt relieved to have made the wise decision to break up with Justin, the loser. Otherwise, how could she have enjoyed her time of triumph? Just then, a figure appeared before the crowd. This person was none other than Justin, the new chairman coming to take over Sunrise Corporation. Why is he here? Olivia's smug expression crumbled upon seeing Justin. Christopher, standing among the crowd, also recognized Justin. Kid, stay right there. He marched forward to confront Justin. Get lost, kid. I have important things to deal with and no time to play with you. Scram, trash, Christopher snapped. Enraged, Justin's eyes flashed with cold fury. He strode forward and slapped Christopher across the face. The crowd was dumbstruck, and Christopher reeled from the blow, nearly falling to the ground. Justin Wilson, you? How dare you hit me? Heh, idiot. I'll kill you. Enraged, Christopher prepared to retaliate, but was blocked by the 8 business elites accompanying Justin. Justin Wilson, stop clinging to me like a parasite. Let me make it clear. I will never get back together with a loser like you. The more you pester me, the more disgusted I feel. Don't worry, I have no interest in a gold digger like you. Even if you begged me, I wouldn't spare you a glance. Now, get lost. Who are you to make me beg? You should take a good look at yourself and realize what you are before dreaming about me begging you, Olivia scoffed. But in the next second, a slap landed on her face, leaving her completely stunned. How dare you? This is our new chairman. You dare to speak to him like that? You're fired. Now get out, someone shouted. A business elite strode forward, slapping the woman's face without hesitation. They were created by the system, and in some respects, they could represent it. The system had long been displeased with these people and decided to teach them a lesson through the elite's hands. Who are you? What gives you the right to hit me? You don't need to know who I am. You just need to know that you've offended our boss. Now get out of here immediately. Olivia had intended to argue further, but at that moment, another Bentley arrived outside. Sunrise Corporation's former chairman, Gabriel Smith, entered with a group of people. Seeing him, Benjamin Lee and his companions rushed to greet him, their demeanor akin to meeting their own father. Ah. Justin, weren't you pretending to be the new chairman? Now that the real chairman is here, let's see how you keep up the act. Christopher, seeing his father greeting Chairman Smith, regained his confidence and taunted loudly. However, to his surprise, Gabriel Smith didn't even glance at Christopher Lee as he entered. He went directly to Justin's side. Mr. Wilson, I apologize for my tardiness. There was a traffic jam on the way. The people present were all dumbfounded, especially Olivia and Christopher. Their eyes widened in shock, mouths agape, large enough to fit a goose egg. What was going on? Chairman Smith was bowing to Justin and addressing him as Mr. Wilson. It was then that Chairman Smith turned his head and spoke sternly. General Manager Lee, Mr. Wilson is the new chairman. What are you all waiting for? Show your respect. What? He's the new chairman? Benjamin Lee's face changed instantly. He's really the new chairman? The employees present gawked in amazement. Christopher's eyes bulged, unable to believe what he was witnessing. He looked as if he had been struck dumb. The most distraught was Olivia. No, this can't be. He's just a poor kid. I know everything about his family situation. There's no way he could be the new chairman. Olivia's voice grew shriller, as everything was turning her world upside down. Chairman Smith, have you made a mistake? He doesn't look like a chairman based on his attire. Christopher, too, began to question his own reality. He asked incredulously, do you dare to doubt my words? The acquisition contract is right here. Do you want to see it for yourself? Chairman Smith angrily tossed the contract in front of Christopher. Upon examining the contract, Christopher saw the identity information and photo. It was indeed Justin. Terrified, he collapsed on the ground, his face drained of color. He couldn't imagine that the person he had called a loser just an hour ago, the person he wanted to trample underfoot, had transformed into his immediate superior, the most powerful figure in Sunrise Corporation. Reflecting on his actions, he dreaded the consequences. Justin sneered and walked towards the crumpled Christopher Lee on the ground. Mr. Wilson. I was wrong, Mr. Wilson. I shouldn't have taken your girlfriend. I apologize. I'll return her to you now. I actually have nothing to do with her. She's the one who's been seducing me. I haven't done anything to her. Please, spare me. By virtue of the astounding identity as the chairman of Sunrise Corporation, Christopher Lee could scarcely entertain any thoughts other than begging for mercy. Gazing at Christopher groveling before him, Justin felt a surge of satisfaction. The sensation of wealth and power was truly invigorating. Just an hour ago, this spoiled rich kid had been haughty and overbearing. Yet now he knelt of his own accord, pleading for leniency. Such a turn of events had once been beyond Justin's wildest dreams. Return her to me? I'm sorry, but I have no need for such a lowly woman. You may as well keep this gold digger for your own enjoyment. Besides, do you really think I would spare you? Justin's eyes narrowed, an air of menace about him. With that, he sent Christopher Lee flying with a swift kick. Crumpled to the ground, Christopher dared not resist, crawling back like a dog and prostrating himself at Justin's feet, ceaselessly kowtowing. Chairman, my son is ignorant. He's still a child. I beg you, as a magnanimous adult, please overlook his youthful folly, implored Benjamin Lee, stepping forward on behalf of his son and even elevating Justin to a status equal to his own. Justin regarded Benjamin Lee with cold eyes. You have the audacity to plead on behalf of this wastrel? Like father, like son. Isn't your son's arrogance a byproduct of your own indulgence? Justin scoffed. Effective today, I hereby declare, as the new chairman of Sunrise Corporation, that you and your son are terminated, never to be re-employed. As for that woman, be sure to take her with you. I don't want to see her again. Terminated. Benjamin Lee's face darkened. He had struggled for so many years, amassing such a vast network of connections, and had finally attained his current prominence. If he were to be dismissed now, all of his efforts would be in vain, utterly wasted. Though he longed to object, the new chairman stood before him, and Chairman Smith was clearly on his side. Benjamin Lee had no choice but to swallow his protests. Upon hearing the news, Christopher Lee fainted on the spot. His brazenness had always been backed by his father's influence. With his father's downfall, what support could he rely on? Without the luxuries of a wealthy heir, how could he survive? The agony of plummeting from heaven to hell nearly drove him mad. It was no wonder he passed out. Security, give these riffraff a beating and toss them out. They're polluting my air. Several guards rushed in, and without a word, they beat Benjamin Lee and his son to a pulp before dragging them out like garbage bags. Damn you all. How dare you lay a hand on me, Benjamin Lee? You stinking guards don't want your jobs anymore, do you? You must be asking for death. Benjamin Lee, faring slightly better, continued to yell defiantly. One guard sneered, General Manager Lee, oh, my mistake. You're no longer the general manager. You've been fired, and yet you're still putting on airs? What do you think you are? Say one more word, and I swear we'll beat you again. Hearing he would be struck again, Benjamin Lee dared not speak another word. In the end, Benjamin Lee and his son were discarded like trash. Justin then turned his attention to Olivia. At that moment, Olivia's face was ashen, and she was filled with regret. She had been unfaithful with Christopher solely because of his wealth and status. Yet now, in a stunning twist, her recently discarded ex-boyfriend had been transformed into the new chairman and the wealthiest man in Nova City. Justin, I was deceived by Christopher Lee's sweet words, led astray for a moment. But truly, I do love you. Please, in light of our year-long relationship, I beg you to give me another chance, Olivia implored, ultimately kneeling and clinging to Justin's legs, unwilling to let go. Olivia, I wonder if you remember something I once said to you. When I was a nobody, you wouldn't give me the time of day. But now, I'm beyond your reach. With that, he pushed Olivia's hands away and strode off without looking back. Justin approached Matthew Turner, whose face paled in fear. Matthew hurriedly spoke, Mr. Wilson, I am not in league with Benjamin Lee. I am absolutely loyal to Sunrise Corporation. Please discern the truth. Justin waved his hand, smiling, Manager Turner, there's no need to panic. We have no grudges between us, and I'm not here to cause trouble. On the contrary, I'm here to promote you and raise your salary. Starting today, you'll be promoted from Deputy General Manager to General Manager. From now on, I'll need your help in overseeing both major and minor affairs within the company. Really? Of course it's true. Do I look like I'm joking with you? In fact, Justin had already learned about Matthew Turner's background. He was a highly competent individual who had handled many matters well, but he had always been suppressed by Benjamin Lee. This prevented him from fully showcasing his talents, and he often had to take the blame for Benjamin's actions, a truly regrettable situation. Individuals like Matthew merely needed someone to recognize their abilities. As long as someone could promote them, they would be forever grateful and fully committed. Justin was doing just that. Although he was now the chairman of Sunrise Corporation, he was still relatively new to this large organization. He was no fool, knowing that he should now focus on winning people over and establishing his authority. Only in this way could he secure his position as chairman. Thank you, Chairman. I will remember your kindness for the rest of my life. Matthew Turner was overjoyed, nearly kneeling before Justin. For Justin, this was a simple gesture, but for Matthew, it was an opportunity he had been waiting for years. No need to thank me. Just do your job well. I need you to help me oversee this vast corporation, as I don't have the time to handle every matter within the company. Understood, Chairman. Rest assured, I will do my utmost. Justin nodded in satisfaction and turned to address the 100 or so employees behind him. Ladies and gentlemen, today is our first meeting. From now on, I hope we can all work together. To encourage everyone to work hard, I've decided to double your monthly salaries, add an extra $100,000 to your year-end bonuses, and give each of you a $50,000 welcome gift from my personal account. You can collect it from my assistant later. A $50,000 welcome gift, the crowd erupted in excitement, and an additional $100,000 year-end bonus? Am I dreaming? Long live the chairman. Employees excitedly discussed the news, who didn't want to earn more money and have a generous boss who handed out rewards without hesitation. Justin was pleased, knowing that he had successfully won over the hearts of his employees. Although the expense was significant, with the super-rich system by his side, such a sum was nothing. The system had mentioned that he needed to display the demeanor of a wealthy person, and what was that if not spending money without a second thought? Congratulations, Master, on successfully completing your first mission with a 100% completion rate. A reward package has been added to your inventory. The second mission begins now. Master is required to spend $10 million within 2 hours by purchasing items. Success will be rewarded with a mystery gift package, while failure will result in the retraction of all previous gains. Without further ado, the system issued Justin a new mission that required him to spend $10 million within a 2-hour time limit. It was undoubtedly a considerate task. What could he buy that was worth over $10 million, besides a luxurious villa? At this hour, all property sales departments were closed, and even if he wanted to buy a villa, there was nowhere to go. Ah well, my clothes are filthy anyway. Since I have so much money, I might as well go shopping for some new ones. Justin left Sunrise Building and arrived at Nova City's most renowned commercial district. Many companies had branches here, and there were numerous exclusive brand-name clothing stores. After arriving in his secretary's car, Justin got out and proceeded without her, as he wasn't yet accustomed to being surrounded by assistants. He headed towards the Versace boutique, a world-famous clothing brand. Welcome. As Justin entered, a salesperson greeted him but then turned away upon recognizing him. Ava Davis, is that you? Justin's sharp eyes identified the salesperson as his classmate, Ava Davis. He called out to her, but she only sped up, attempting to escape. He caught up with her in a few strides and grabbed her arm. Ava turned to face him, lowering her head in fear. Justin, what a coincidence. What brings you here? Ava's long hair was tied up, her bangs reaching her eyebrows, and her large, evasive eyes sparkled. She wore a black professional suit, her face adorned with light makeup, exuding the aura of a career woman. Surprised to see his classmate working here instead of attending school, Justin frowned and asked, Ava, why haven't you been coming to school lately? What are you doing here? Ava remained silent, but her expression told Justin there was more to the story. Under his persistent questioning, she finally revealed the truth. My mom is sick and needs a lot of money for treatment. Our family can't afford it, so I decided to quit school and work here to help out. Hearing this, Justin fell silent. He knew a bit about Ava's situation. She always excelled academically, and if she continued her studies, she would undoubtedly secure a good job after graduation. It would be a pity if she quit now. It seemed her decision to leave school was related to her mother's illness. Perhaps he would have been helpless in the past, but now, with the super-rich system, such matters were trivial to him. Ava, you shouldn't give up on your education like this. It's such a waste. Ava hesitated, biting her lip, and finally shook her head. Thank you for your concern, but I have to work now. If you want to talk about other things, please wait until after my shift. Initially, other salespeople thought Justin was here to shop and were eager to serve him. However, upon realizing that he hadn't mentioned a word about buying anything and was instead chatting with Ava about unrelated matters, they dispersed, gossiping amongst themselves. TSK, I thought he was here to shop. This is a Versace boutique, after all. If you're not buying anything, don't cause trouble. Exactly, just a pauper. Even if he's here to buy something, look at his shabby appearance. What can he afford? I don't know what our boss was thinking, letting a young girl like her work here. She's been here for a while and has no sales performance. She'll probably be fired soon. Then, people like him who can't afford clothes won't come and tarnish our store's environment. Overhearing their gossip, Justin remembered that he had entered the store to shop. There was a 2-hour deadline for his task, and further delays might result in failing the mission. As the saying goes, don't let resources fall into others' fields. Since Ava needed money, he decided to help her achieve sales, allowing her to earn commissions and indirectly assisting her without causing embarrassment. All right, let's discuss this later. Why don't you recommend a few stylish outfits for me? As you can see, my clothes are terribly worn, and they don't look good on me. Ava nodded and led him to a clothing area. She took a set off the rack, saying, I think this outfit suits you, Justin. He picked up the clothes, noticing the price tag of over $5,000. The ensemble seemed quite appealing. Ava seemed considerate, not recommending more expensive clothing. However, his primary objective was to spend money. The more costly, the better. Choosing a set worth just over $5,000 wouldn't help him spend millions anytime soon. He shook his head, saying, This is too cheap. Show me something more expensive. You really want something more expensive? Those cost over $100,000, with the priciest ones reaching millions. Ava's eyes widened as she stared at Justin. She knew about his family's financial situation, which was even worse than hers. How could he afford such expensive clothes with only a few $100s as his monthly allowance? He must be bluffing. Someone like him could never afford clothing that costs over $100,000. I bet he's never seen such luxurious clothes and just wants to satisfy his vanity. Exactly, I've seen many like him. They come in to try on clothes for a self-esteem boost. People like that are the worst. Hearing the salespeople's comments, Justin's expression darkened. Ignoring them, he said to Ava, Go ahead and bring me those clothes. If they're suitable, I'll buy some. All right, please wait a moment. Ava agreed and immediately fetched the clothes. The other salespeople looked at him with disdain, eager to see him make a fool of himself. Justin didn't argue with them and simply took a seat nearby. Soon, Ava emerged with over 10 sets of clothes. Justin originally intended to try them on, but an hour had already elapsed. Time was of the essence, and trying on each piece would consume enough time to complete another task. Waving his hand, he said, No need to try them on. Choose 3 of each style and wrap them up for me. Without even trying them on, the sales associates gaped in astonishment, and Ava was equally stunned. He had selected 18 sets of clothes, 3 of each style, with each set costing around $200,000. The total exceeded $10 million. Justin casually requested that they be wrapped up. Was this the same unremarkable Justin they knew before? What are you waiting for? Hurry up and sell these clothes. You should be able to clock out after this. Go home early and take care of your mother. Don't wear yourself out. Yes, I'll take care of it right away. Ava snapped out of her stupor and hurriedly began packing. Soon, the clothing worth over $10 million landed in Justin's hands. Justin, do you prefer to pay by card or cash? Card. Justin calmly pulled out a bank card and handed it to Ava. The other sales associates gaped in disbelief as Justin purchased clothes worth more than $10 million. In truth, their commissions were tiered based on sales volume. Ordinary sales associates earning under $1 million had a 5% commission, while those earning under $5 million had a 10% commission, earning them the title of gold medal sales associates. With this single transaction, Ava had earned over $10 million, qualifying her for the title of ace sales associate, which came with a 15% commission. This meant that Ava had earned over $1.5 million with this sale alone. How could they not envy and despise her? Regret filled their hearts as they wondered why they hadn't seized the opportunity to win Justin over earlier. With his purchases in hand, Justin told Ava, "Ava, I hope you'll seriously consider returning to school as soon as possible." This time, Ava didn't refuse. The truth was, she had dropped out of school to work not because she didn't want to study, but because her mother's illness had forced her to abandon her education and enter the workforce early. Now that she had earned over $1.5 million, she had enough to pay for her mother's treatment. Therefore, she no longer needed to be in a rush and could think about returning to school. All right, I'll return to school as soon as I can. Thank you so much for this. I don't know what I would have done without your help. Justin smiled, a genuine and joyful expression. For the first time, he realized that helping others could bring happiness. The other sales associates, upon hearing that Ava intended to leave, grew anxious. They now understood that Justin was a veritable goldmine. He had effortlessly purchased clothing worth over $10 million, making him a highly valued customer. Seeing the close relationship between the two, they thought they could secure this goldmine if they managed to keep Ava. By living off their commissions, they could enjoy a carefree life. Where would they find such a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? They quickly approached Ava, holding her back with ingratiating smiles. "Ava, you've just closed this massive deal, making you our store's greatest contributor. How could you just walk away like this? Even if you want to return to school, you could still work here part-time on your days off. We'll ask the boss for you. You can work when you have time and go to school when you don't. Don't worry, it won't affect your studies." However, Ava declined without hesitation, having clearly seen the true colors of her colleagues. Justin escorted Ava home and made sure she was settled before returning to his rented house in Nova City. The place was a mere 30 square meters, and despite its size, the monthly rent was still a whopping $1,200. This was already the cheapest rent in the entire city. Even so, he hadn't paid rent for 3 months. His landlady had warned him just a day before that if he didn't pay up, she would throw all his belongings out. As Justin approached his front door, he found it wide open. His clothes, luggage, and various knickknacks were strewn across the yard, many of them damaged beyond use. "Well, if it isn't Justin, you've finally decided to show your face." A sharp, mocking voice pierced his ears, instantly souring his mood. Justin glanced over at the speaker, his expression darkening. "Get lost and go back to your village to raise pigs. You're doomed to a life of poverty," Victoria sneered, her voice growing more venomous. "You're a grown man. How can you not know any better? I rented this place to you out of pity, but it turns out you're just an ungrateful wretch, thinking you can live here for free." "Why you?" Justin's face flushed with anger, feeling humiliated. The frustration of being ridiculed nearly drove him mad, a fiery rage surging within him. "Rest assured," he said coldly, "I'll pay you every cent I owe, not a penny less. From today on, I won't live here anymore. And one day, you'll regret this." "Regret? You think I'll ever regret anything because of you?" Victoria scoffed, her disdainful gaze fixed on him. "You're just a broke student. What's so great about being a college graduate? This world's full of them. Without money or connections, you'll end up with some lowly job, like cleaning toilets or emptying chamber pots. You want me to regret? Are you out of your mind? Maybe you've been so traumatized that you've gone insane." Victoria's repugnant expression and her shrill, caustic voice carried far, drawing the attention of the neighbors who had been lounging nearby. Curious, they all gathered around to watch the commotion unfold. Look, Victoria's at it again, berating that young man. Poor guy. He's come all this way to the big city on his own to study, and he's even been admitted to such a prestigious university. It's quite an accomplishment. What's so great about that? He's just a poor kid. Nowadays, only the wealthy and powerful are worth anything. Without money or influence, you're forced to grovel. The voices of schadenfreude and sighs of sympathy reached Justin's ears. Is it true that the poor should grovel and be bullied? Who came up with such nonsense? Fine. Today, I'll show them what it means to be truly wealthy. System, where the hell are you? Come out. Tell me what I should do now. Can I slap her? Of course, I'll grant you the authority right now. Consider this your new mission. Take out your money and slap her face hard. I've long been fed up with her disdain for the poor. If you don't make her face swell today, I won't be satisfied.